Discuss ORSANCO's 75th anniversary, why we're here today as a group, and really why ORSANCO is enjoying this incredible relationship with our partnerships, and we have everybody here celebrating our 75th anniversary. My name's Richard Harrison. I'm the Executive Director of the Ohio River Valley Water Sanitation Commission, ORSANCO, and I'm privileged to be able to speak with you today just for a few moments. I first want to thank our media partners here today. We had such a great opportunity to work together when we responded to the East Palestine train derailment spill and its impacts in the Ohio River, and you all were instrumental in getting out a clear message that our water was safe and that an amazing group of partners were on top of this, and so I just want to start out thanking you for that. Today is our first of what I hope will be an annual festival where we bring together partnerships that ORSANCO has. And that's the key to ORSANCO. We work with our partners. I want to thank the Park Service and Lou Sand, who really were instrumental in putting us together, providing the booths, just everything that makes this successful. We've already had a great interest in this. We have our aquarium here, which really demonstrates the incredible fish species that we have in the Ohio River. If you go back some 85 years, we lucky to see a few carp, and so it's just something that has really improved, and we're excited to be here and celebrate this. ORSANCO is about partnerships. We don't do anything alone. I have an incredible team of 22 employees, an incredible group of commissioners. I would introduce them all. They're here in the audience. If you could just put your hand up if you're an ORSANCO commissioner, and just want to thank them for their leadership. And we'll be having an exciting banquet tonight, again, to formally celebrate this great occasion. It's going to be in the Hall of Mirrors, where some 75 years ago, our governors had the foresight, over 15 years of negotiation, to come together to sign a compact to really establish this great organization. And we work to protect the uses of this incredible body of water and all of the interstate tributaries within the basin. With that, I'm just going to go ahead and start and introduce some of our guests today. I'm very pleased to have one of my bosses, Director Ann Vogel with Ohio EPA, here to just talk about a little bit of Ohio EPA and their partnership. We are in Ohio, so it's only fitting that we have our commissioner from Ohio EPA here. So, Ann?
Good afternoon, welcome to Ohio. Thank you for being here. I am Ann Vogel, Director of the Ohio EPA. I'm so privileged and honored to represent Mike DeWine in inviting you here to Ohio to celebrate ORSANCO's 75th anniversary. This is a huge milestone. The Ohio EPA celebrated just 50 years last year, so ORSANCO has been at it a lot longer, and let's just say we wouldn't be here, right, along the river as it was 75 years ago with the amount of untreated sewage that was being released into the river. So we really thank you for the work that you've done. It is a true partnership. I got a crash course in ORSANCO's partnership ability 30 days into the job, right? The train derailed in East Palestine, as Richard mentioned. And, you know, ORSANCO was just doing their day job. They were already detecting, they were up and running, and they were able to know within hours what effects of the derailment were showing up in the Ohio River. And we so appreciate that partnership. Richard and I showed up in the Senate to explain organics detection system to a handful of interested senators. And so we've appreciated the opportunity to work together with all of the ORSANCO staff. The expertise here is just incredible, and we are so fortunate for what they do. We look forward to the next 75 years of partnering with you. Thank you all for being here.
Well, thank you, Director. It really is about the partnerships and all the great work that we do together, and we have 22 employees, and so we were able to sample some 700 miles of the river over the course of a couple weeks, and just work with emergency responders, states, water utilities, cities, counties, the list goes on, federal organizations. And so as I continue to talk about partners, I cannot say enough about Greater Cincinnati Waterworks. I don't want to steal Director Yang's thunder, but they're an incredible landlord, and we just partner with them closely. They were by our side throughout the spill response. Just did incredible work. There's a gentleman there whose name is Ninja, incredible chemist and just instrumental in us getting out incredible information about the river. So my pleasure to introduce our interim director, Ms. Yang. Thank you.
Hello, thanks for joining us today here on the banks of our beautiful Ohio River. I'm Andrea Yang, the interim director of the Greater Cincinnati Waterworks, and I'm so proud to represent Greater Cincinnati Waterworks as we celebrate ORSANCO's 75th anniversary. ORSANCO has been an important partner for GCWW for many decades. Our utility gets about 80% of our water supply from the Ohio River, and ORSANCO plays a crucial role in helping us to ensure that that water is clean, safe, and healthy. As many of you know, in addition to the water utilities along the Ohio River, it is a very industrialized river with many factories and businesses along its length. That makes it especially important to monitor and respond to any spills because so many communities could be potentially affected. ORSANCO oversees a system of organics detection stations along the river. These stations monitor the river every day for spills and serve as an early warning system for water utilities all along the river. The combination of these stations and the spill response monitoring capabilities by ORSANCO provides us with a level of protection which is a rarity on most river systems. GCWW is not only grateful to ORSANCO for all it does, but as Richard mentioned, we also appreciate that they're a great tenant and neighbor. In 1992, the City of Cincinnati entered into a lease agreement with ORSANCO to allow it to construct a new office building on a waterworks property. Their headquarters is now adjacent to the Richard Miller treatment plant a few miles east of downtown. Our lease with ORSANCO is for 50 years with an option for several renewals that total to 100 years. The cost of the lease was $1. I'm happy to report that they've paid in full. On a more serious note, ORSANCO has played a vital role in cleaning up the Ohio River. An annual report from the waterworks back in the mid-40s, the period right before ORSANCO was formed, included this description of the river. Various tastes and odors which waterworks encountered on the river were oily and kerosene-like, and it contained ample amounts of chemical waste. It's safe to say that things are a lot better nowadays, and part of that is due to the hard work of ORSANCO's dedicated staff, and I thank you for all you do.
It's such a privilege to be here in Cincinnati. I live right across the river in northern Kentucky, but just an incredible city. And we have a great partnership with our city and our county, Hamilton County. And when we really talk about ORSANCO, I don't think it's coincidence that our headquarters are located here in Cincinnati. It's very much just a great symbol of the river and our incredible river communities that are just so happy to be located along the river, although we certainly deal with challenges. So it's my pleasure now to introduce our Vice Mayor of Cincinnati. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Ooh, just in time. Hi everybody, what a beautiful day. I know it's a little hazy, but just, just so wonderful being out here and celebrating ORSANCO. A lot of people don't realize how important this organization is. And so, I'd like to just step back in history a few decades, and I know other people probably mentioned this, but when you read about, the condition of our river in the 1930s, like, oh my goodness, so there were 60 sewer outfalls that poured 350 million tons of untreated sewage. I mean, that's just so nasty. Untreated sewage into our river every year. I mean, every year. Can you imagine? And not surprisingly, a lot of people were getting sick. And this just continued to happen. There was a lot of pushback from industry about regulations. And so this just kept happening. And all that nasty, untreated sewage just going into our wonderful river. And so then in 1934, the Cincinnati Chamber of Commerce had a beautification committee meeting. So you wouldn't expect, you know, a lot to come out of that in terms of really saving lives and making us all healthy. But there was a gentleman by the name of Hudson Berry, and I had never heard of him before, but apparently he was the public relations director for the Cincinnati Street Railway Company. And he stood up and said, you know, we're talking about cleaning up the city and making Cincinnati beautiful. What about the river? Can we clean up this river? And so then there was another gentleman, his name was William Wiley, and he was the editor of the Cincinnati, I was about to say Cincinnati Herald, Cincinnati Enquirer. And he had been writing a lot of editorials about how, you know, how dirty the river was and how polluted it was, and, you know, nothing was going on. And so he and Berry joined forces, and they started the Cincinnati Stream Pollution Committee. And then this group gained countywide support, and then they gained support of other states. And in 1948, the Cincinnati Stream Pollution Committee became the Ohio River Valley Sanitation Commission, or ORSANCO. And thank goodness for us, 8 states joined in. So not just Ohio, but also Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, New York, Pennsylvania, Virginia, and West Virginia. That is just huge. And I should say, you know, it all started because of that famous quote. So this was Hudson Berry's quote back at that Cincinnati Chamber of Commerce meeting. He said, "The citizens of Cincinnati don't need to be reminded every time asparagus is served in Pittsburgh." So, you know, so ORSANCO, before ORSANCO, actually, less than 1% of the sewage generated along the river received treatment. So 99% of the sewage was untreated. Just 18 years later, after ORSANCO was formed in 1948, 99% of it went through treatment plants. And so that is just huge for us. You know, today ORSANCO still going full speed ahead. They monitor the river water for pollutants such as metals and radiation and chemicals, biologicals, and they also monitor round the clock for spills. So this is really important for our health. They also, and I thought this was really interesting, they count the fish every summer. So they have created the largest river fishery database in the world, the largest fishery database. And finally, ORSANCO sets pollution control standards for levels of contaminants to make sure we stay safe and healthy. So, you know, on behalf of the City of Cincinnati, I would like us all to give a huge round of applause to the Ohio River Valley Sanitation Commission that we lovingly call ORSANCO. Oops, it says don't touch the mic. I'm sorry, I touched the mic.
So all I can say is wow. That was wonderful. Really nothing else for me to say. Very kind, and again, just a testament. Commissioner Berry was our first commissioner of ORSANCO. So certainly a recognition of the importance of industry, and really just how we've come together through just an incredible partnership. And we mentioned the improvements in sanitation. That was really the key focus of ORSANCO in our early years, is promoting the construction of treatment facilities, whether it's primary treatment or secondary treatment or tertiary treatment. Those are all great words, but really it's just an improvement in water quality. And we've reached a point now, we have our great partners here with Ohio River Way, Brewster Roads, and they're all about recreation, all about celebrating this incredible river for the wonderful recreation it is. I fish with my grandkids in the river. They are not in the river, but we fish together. They're here today, and it's just an incredible opportunity to focus on the wonderful improvement. I want to introduce Diana Christy, who is the Interim Director of Metropolitan Sewer District. Just an incredible amount of work. One of the things we put together is a State of the Ohio River report, and we want to acknowledge just the incredible improvement in bacteria levels in the river. Still challenges, always going to be challenges, but we all as customers have invested billions of dollars in rates to really improve conditions, sanitary conditions, and it's through the great work of our different wastewater utilities that this has been made possible over the 75 years. And it's really one of ORSANCO's crowning achievements is through partnership, just the improvement in bacteria levels in the river. So, Ms. Christy, please.
Thank you, and good afternoon. My name is Christy. I'm the director of the Metropolitan Sewer District here in Greater Cincinnati. And I want to thank you for allowing us to be part of this event and talk about our great partnership. Being part of ORSANCO's 75th anniversary celebration and really honoring the Ohio River and what we all do every day. At MSD, water quality is at the heart of what we do, and we do work 24/7 to continue to protect our river. And you just heard some of these stats, but I think they bear repeating. So 75 years ago, before ORSANCO had formed, we had raw sewage and industrial wastewater routinely discharging directly into the Ohio River and its tributaries. In fact, only about 1% of wastewater received any treatment at all. With the establishment of ORSANCO in 1948, municipalities were encouraged to invest in wastewater treatment plants, and that is what the city of Cincinnati did, and we've come a long way since. By 1966, we were already treating 99% of the wastewater before discharge, and most industries along the Ohio River were complying with ORSANCO's minimum industrial waste requirements. Today, MSD operates and maintains more than 3,000 miles of sewer. That's about the distance from New York to California. And those sewers collect wastewater from homes and businesses across Hamilton County. The wastewater is then conveyed to one of our 9 wastewater treatment plants, where it is treated and returned as clean water to the Ohio River and its tributaries. MSD also regulates the local industries to ensure compliance with water quality standards. And years ago, when combined sewer overflows became an issue getting great attention, MSD, in partnership with ORSANCO and EPA, rose to the challenge. We're well on our way of implementing a multi-year, multi-billion-dollar wet weather program to upgrade our public sewer system. To date, MSD has eliminated 6 billion gallons of sewer overflows a year. And our work is not over. We're assessing progress through our water quality monitoring program in tributaries of the Ohio River, and we are seeing great progress. In the Mill Creek alone, we've seen 9 new fish species over the last several years emerge just from the water quality improvements in the last decade. We also recently published a dashboard where you can see in real time notifications about the sewer overflows to help you make decisions about your recreation on the river and to see the work we're doing and the attention we're giving this problem. As a result of these investments and regional efforts to reduce pollution, water quality in the Ohio River and its tributaries has vastly improved over the past 75 years. I'm proud to be here today representing the dedicated staff at MSD who are committed to making our beautiful Ohio River safe for recreation. Many of us look forward to swimming and paddling in the Ohio River every year during Paddle Fest. I participate in that, and the Great Ohio River Swim, which others participate in. So, we value our partnership with ORSANCO and other stakeholders here today as we work together to protect our region's greatest asset. Thank you.
Thank you, Director, and for the great work that your team accomplishes. I would like to introduce Lindsey Rechtin, who is the President CEO of the Northern Kentucky Water District. I had the privilege of working for that organization for some 27 years, and it's my privilege to introduce Lindsey.
Thank you, Richard, and happy anniversary to ORSANCO. The Northern Kentucky Water District is excited to be here today to celebrate them and their great work. We have been a proud partner for several years and are appreciative of ORSANCO's ongoing efforts for water quality. Water quality begins at the source, and as a public utility, our vested interest is in providing our 300,000 customers safe, clean, and sufficient water supply. ORSANCO's ongoing efforts toward improving and protecting the Ohio River and the interstate waters of the Ohio River Basin make them an invaluable resource for our organization. They take the lead on protecting the river, our main source water supply, which allows us to focus on drinking water. Without their effort to prevent pollution, our organization would be facing greater challenges for cleaner waterways. But their work performance isn't the only part of our partnership that make them a great asset. At the Northern Kentucky Water District, we value respect, safety, teamwork, professional development, and each other. I can confidently say that Richard Harrison and his entire team demonstrate these key values. Our organizations work well together and respect each other. When I first started at the district as the finance manager, Richard served as the district's vice president of engineering, production, and distribution. I always admired and respected the passion that Richard had and continues to have for water and water quality. He was always willing to share his knowledge of water when I was new to the industry, and I am very thankful for his guidance and his kindness. I'm glad that we can still work together through the district and ORSANCO's ongoing partnership. It has been an extremely positive and beneficial resource for our customers. Thank you, Richard, to you and your entire team for your passion and your dedication. In keeping with the water quality theme, the Northern Kentucky Water District's booth will feature an Enviroscape model, which shows why pollution prevention is important for source water quality. Every 30 minutes, our team will conduct a demonstration, and our team will be on hand to answer any questions. Once again, congratulations to ORSANCO, and we look forward to many more years of a great partnership.
Well, thank you, Lindsey, and really all of our great partners. I do want to call attention to just the incredible group of folks displaying in booths today. ORSANCO operates through just a strong diversity of partners. We have some 300 dedicated professionals that work on committees that provide guidance and direction to ORSANCO. We do not do anything alone. I have 22 incredible staff, but we then really work with thousands of dedicated professionals across the river, across the basin, and it all comes together. We cross jurisdictional boundaries, regional boundaries for US EPA, state boundaries. We work with incredible industry partners. Our watershed organizations are here in force, environmental advocacy groups, great groups like Ohio Way, Ohio River Basin Alliance. I just want to make a quick comment. I am proud to work with an incredible team. We're trying to develop an Ohio River Basin Restoration Initiative to bring well-needed investment into this incredible water-rich resource. We have over 250,000 miles of rivers and streams within this basin. 40% do not meet their water quality standards. This is a watershed-wide challenge, and we are working with Congress to hopefully introduce legislation to invest hundreds of millions of dollars annually to really enhance the great work that we are all doing. I will close by again thanking our media partners, really all of our wonderful speakers today. We have such a great group here. I'm hoping to make this an annual effort. Please stop by our aquarium, just showing the great rich diversity of aquatic life within the river and all of our wonderful booths here. And again, thank you all for your time. Have a great day.